What's up everyone, Adam here at Speed Science. Hey, we've just come back from our summer holiday break. Well, I have anyway. We were open all the way through and I worked all the way through, but just took a week off last week. Something I wanted to tell you about while we were away, the RX-8 found a new home, and that's because I found another project I wanted, and I wanted that more, and I couldn't justify having the RX-8 sitting here, and it's kind of the trickiest one that we've got that's going to require the most amount of ferrying the car around and other people doing the work, stuff we can't do ourselves. So a good chap, Gary down the line, who is into cool wacky Honda builds, has got that, and we'll kind of keep you updated with what he's doing and the parts he's buying as we go. But in the meantime, I was told by a customer of a car down the line in Christchurch that I might be interested in. Made a couple calls, talked to my boy Scott, and Scott went down with his van and his trailer, picked it up for me and dropped it off about a week ago. So if we have a look here, this is the new girl. Those of you in the States will know this as a wagon or wagon van. In New Zealand these are called a Shuttle, and this is a Beagle model specifically. This is a 95, so it's kind of one of the latest ones they did. Obviously it's got the viscous coupler, mechanical LSD all-wheel drive system, which is kind of one of the main points. So we're going to be drag racing. It's in pretty good shape, to be fair. We haven't had a real good look through it all, but for an older car it's pretty good. The interior is probably stunningly good for a car of that age, and we don't really have too many plans to alter the interior much. We'll see how quick we end up going as far as safety goes, but she's pretty tidy. The owners have done a really good job looking after it, which is cool. There are a few kind of external gremlins, this one here being the main one. There's been some kind of nudge or repair here, and we're taking it down to Chopper's Auto Body Shop, who's a local panel and paint guru, does lots of cool resto mod hot rod stuff. So it's actually going on Monday and he's going to sort that out. But yeah, otherwise just a pretty clean. Obviously it's injected, it's manual, we don't have to do anything too tricky with it as far as any kind of weird wiring or injection from carb to injection swap or anything like that. We'll have a look under the bonnet or the hood. Some of you watching will be familiar with it. It's got the light sprayers, got the old non-VTEC 1600. This I think is a D16A. This will be removed. In fact, the new engine for the car arrived during the holidays too. I've done a bit of prep work and that's already on its way to the engine builder, and we'll show you some parts that are going in that later. But yeah, otherwise pretty factory. High-tech intake's been shoehorned in here. That'll all change. But yeah, I mean, I haven't even driven the car yet, so we'll do that on Monday when I drop it off to the panel beater. But yeah, super excited. I've wanted to do all-wheel drive for a while, ever since seeing Section 8 over at World Cup Finals about 3 years ago, I think it was. I have wanted an older kind of EF shape Honda for a long time. I had one ages ago as a daily, but it was a bit rough and I kind of wanted one that would be more of a project. So stoked to find this one. We might end up throwing some spotlights. I can see it's got an old spotlight bracket still there, so might find some spotlights to throw on there. But yeah, otherwise that's the deal. Follow us inside. We've got all the parts laid out that we've collected so far, and we'll have a look and see what we're going to do. So I've got all the parts laid out on the table here that we've collected so far, mostly for the motor, but some other bits and pieces, so I'll run you through them real quick. We're going to do the classic Vitara build. So we've got the YCP Vitara pistons. We're going 1/2 mil oversized just to start with a nice clean surface there. We've got the Speed Factory no notch rods. These are a must have for Vitara builds. You don't have to notch the block. They're a little bit longer, so you get almost a whole compression point higher. The Vitara builds really suffer with low compression and they can be really lazy. So those rods are fantastic and they fix that issue. What else we've got? We've got the SuperTech valves, ARP head studs, ACL high flow oil pump, Gates Racing cam belt kit, J Pro Seal head gasket, so all your kind of normal stuff. Speed Factory do a thermal inlet manifold gasket, which we'll use, and then the King Race bearing. So that's pretty much kind of the bottom end. The only thing we're missing is the valve springs and retainers from SuperTech, which will be here shortly. And then for the camshaft, we've got the Speed Factory Racing Savage D-Series camshaft. This is a freak of nature, about 60 wheel horsepower it's worth on a Vitara build. So super stoked to run with that. Turbo wise, we've got a Precision ball bearing 55-58, 6.3 on the exhaust housing, pretty much kind of the perfect spec for what we're doing. It's still only a 1600 sock, and it is going to be a street car in terms of its kind of day-to-day use, and this turbo will make as much power as the bottom end stuff can handle. So that was a good match. And then finally, so far in our collection are some goodies that Skunk 2 and Grams hooked us up with for the builds. We've got 1000cc injectors. We'll skip to the bottom. We've got their Ultra Race manifold for D-Series. We are wanting to run it on the street and have maximum drivability, so we're not going to run the big 90mm throttle body, which is overkill for D-Series anyway. So we've got the adapter to go from the 90mm kind of Mustang shape down to the common D-Series, B-Series, H-Series, F-Series throttle body pattern, and then a 70mm billet throttle body from them. So big shout out to Skunk 2 and Grams. We've been a dealer of theirs for a very long time here. In a previous business I owned, we were the New Zealand dealer, so I've had about a 15-year relationship with those guys. They look after us for our own builds, which is much appreciated. And this stuff's going to be great to help us get going. So Monday we'll jump in the car and we'll go to the panel beater and we'll have a yarn with Chopper, see what's going on there. Tomorrow, Pierce and I are going to round 3 of Honda Cup at Hampton Downs, which is also our New Zealand Grand Prix event, which will be super great. We do have some footage from round 2, which we haven't uploaded yet, which will create a big mishmash with the round 3 footage and get that uploaded for you. So thanks for watching, subscribe, ring the bell. We'll catch you at the track tomorrow.